Welcome to another episode of Monday Night Football. Monday Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply. It is Monday night. We're talking football. We're better than Monday Night Football, aren't we?
We're certainly more entertaining locally, I would think.
I would hope so.
Knock on wood.
Because we are going to talk a lot of football tonight.
We got a ton of football tonight to talk after what we thought going into last week was the most meaningful week of the regular season.
Agreed.
To this point.
I'm Muddy River Sports Editor Matt Schuckman. He's Muddy River Sports Director Chris Stewart. And this is Monday Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply, coming to you from the CDS Office Technologies studio right here in downtown Quincy. We got a fun show slated for tonight, fully packed, too.
You have done your best booking yet, I think.
I've tried to keep us talking with the right people, and we've got 3 student athletes all set to join us as the 2-hour show goes on, and a couple of coaches. We're going to be joined in studio by Quincy Notre Dame offensive lineman Caleb Regan. He will be coming in hopefully around 7:15. And then we've got West Hancock running back
Chandler Dayton.
Go ahead. It's Monday.
I know it's Monday. We're still recovering from the weekend.
Chandler Dayton coming in. He'll be joining us on the Hess Auto Agency hotline, as well as Hannibal linebacker Kason McAfee. And then we'll be joined on the Hess Auto Agency hotline as well by Unity Payson coach Matt Woodworth and Knox County coach Bruce Van Noy.
Yeah, certainly a great rundown. And I tell you what, those are 2 coaches who have incredibly significant games this week.
Yes.
A, for the Unity Payson Mustangs to try to get their playoff calculus right.
Correct.
Because this is really critical. And did you see that Knox County broke into the state rankings this week after a huge, big win over Paris? Some could call it an upset win. So you got a battle of state-ranked teams in Shelbyville coming up on Friday night between North Shelby and Knox County, both of them undefeated at this point.
So we'll have all that coming up this hour. Plus we'll have Shuck 'em Up, brought to you by Platte Daddy Barbecue. And we've got a new segment we're introducing tonight. At the end of the first hour, Chris Stewart, what is it?
We are going to talk about the adjustment of the game.
Okay.
Dr. J, Justin Felsman, who has done such a great job with adjustments physically as a chiropractor.
Yes.
He wants to weigh in and have us analyze, kind of like we're backbreaking the scenarios and solutions here.
So I know you met with him, shot a little video. So we do have a video segment coming up later this hour with the adjustment of the week, brought to you by Justin Chiropractic.
Yeah.
Did he give you an adjustment while you were there?
No, I probably should have hit him up because I am old and creaky and broken in ways most people can't imagine. And he's a mastermind in that kind of stuff. So
before we dive full-fledged into the football talk.
Sure.
Did you survive the grandson's birthday party on Saturday?
So here is what I will tell you. We went to the gymnastics center here in Quincy.
Right. You told me you were going to do that.
Pop-Up decided that he was going to dive into the foam pit.
Okay. Sounds like fun.
It was something akin to a wildebeest stumbling into quicksand to die. I could not find my way to the edges of the foam pit. And I was told afterwards, anyone over the age of 16 probably shouldn't due to gravity and body mass.
Yeah.
My niece, Avery, took a video of me, and it just is me laying there stuck with the quotation, how.
How deep is the foam pit?
I have no idea. I didn't want to go any lower than the surface level I could go because I didn't think I'd ever be able to come back up. And Banks is pelting me with the blocks, and his friends are pelting me with the blocks.
It can't be too deep if the kids are in it.
Well, here's the thing. Carson jumped in with me because he was in visiting from Springfield.
Okay.
And he couldn't move either. So apparently past a certain age, we're doomed.
I'd be stuck forever.
No, you would not be alone, my man. That thing is a death trap.
It looks like fun, though.
Oh, it's super fun when you first get in, and then you realize you can't move. Lesson learned.
Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. But you survived.
Yeah, we had a great time.
You got out of the foam pit.
We got out of the foam.
Did they have to rescue you?
No, not at all.
Did you climb out your own?
I eventually made my way without seeming too panicked.
Okay.
But it was a long way from the middle to the edge.
Okay, real quick before we dive back into the football talk, do you have to climb out of there like you do in a swimming pool?
No,
go to the edge and push yourself up on the edge, and then
if you try to move obliquely, laterally, you kind of try to sink down.
Okay.
So what I tried to do was create myself a swath where the blocks were moved,
Yeah.
so I could move a couple of inches at a time and progress.
But it's not steps down into
No,
it,
no,
right?
no.
Yeah, it's like a swimming pool where you got to get to the edge.
You
got to
get to the edge, and it's a pretty deep edge, so you
Okay.
have to pull yourself out, which was fine once I got to the edge.
Yeah.
It was the getting to the edge that was no fun.
Well, happy birthday, Banks.
We had a great time.
Good.
Creature Powers
Okay.
party with the wild krats. I think they're called the wild krats.
You're not speaking my
I
language
don't,
right now.
know. It was new to me.
That's all right.
I
though.
had just learned all of the Paw Patrollers, and now I've got new things to learn. So,
Well, speaking of some Paw Patrol, we saw some Panthers on the prowl over the weekend.
we sure did. What a great football weekend it
Yes.
was. Some of the games beyond our expectations. Some of the games
Correct.
maybe not as good as we thought.
Yeah.
But we have some clarity, Matt Chuck.
Well, let's go to the Week 6 scoreboard brought to you by Schottenkirk Toyota and go through some of this real quick because we had some important games. We had a couple big games, some rivalry games.
We did.
And so let's hit it up. Starting with Quincy High School, a 23-21 victory over United Township.
Fair to call that a playoff saver at this point, that comeback?
We'll see, but it was very important.
Okay.
And nothing easy about the final 3 weeks for the Blue Devils, especially
not.
a Week 8 road trip to Sterling.
Yeah, that's going to be brutal.
So, again, getting to 4 wins through 6 weeks, very important.
Yeah.
You only need one more of the final 3 to get playoff eligible.
There were moments where that looked like it might go the other way.
Well, UT lined up for a game-winning field goal. Now, that field goal fell short because Quincy's defense did a good job of making it a long field goal attempt. But, yeah, there were some tense moments there at the end. Quincy Notre Dame goes on the road, 47-8 over Springfield Lanphier. Not surprising.
Exactly what we thought and what was needed after the last 2 weeks
No
for the
doubt.
Raiders.
And with 3 interesting games coming up, obviously Jacksonville this week.
Yeah, this one is the one that really intrigues me because Jacksonville is incredibly athletic and fast.
And that game in Week 9 against Decatur MacArthur. Decatur MacArthur's played well, so
They have.
Interesting. Hannibal 42-6 over Kirksville.
Revenge. I mean, revenge for last year. What was last year's game? 16-15 or something really low scoring like that? Hannibal got the offense running.
Yes.
The ground game produced 340 yards. 2 guys over 130 yards rushing. I mean, that's a really good by-the-numbers Hannibal win against
No
a
doubt.
Kirksville team that was your reigning NCMC champion, so to speak, after last year.
I apologize. People are probably wondering why we have to let our special guest, our first in-studio guest, in outside. So
I thought I was watching like an Adam Schefter breaking live on the air type story here.
We have to go let him in the front doors because the doors are locked at night. So that's why I was texting. If people are wondering, what's he doing? He's not paying attention to Dewar.
No, well, the door should you.
No.
Most nights.
Okay, continuing with the scoreboard. Camp Point Central, number 1 ranked team in Class 1A, taking on the number 8 ranked team in Brown County. Camp Point Central was impressive in a 27-6 victory.
I thought they were extremely impressive. It was not an impressive game, though. I was left a little cold by that game and the way it was played.
Okay. Yeah, I enjoyed the heck out of my night. So.
Yeah, it was a great night,
But
I just didn't think it was the game we thought we'd see.
yeah, so, but again, Camp Point Central, I think, is the best team in the South now in Class 1A, hands down.
No question.
Unity Payson, this was a Saturday game, goes to Jacksonville route. Big defensive plays in that game to win 36-26.
Yeah, and Jacksonville route found some offense this week,
Yeah.
which made
it
it a
had been
really
struggled
good
on.
contest. Yeah, so big win for Unity Payson that after 2 straight losses to really good teams, gets Unity Payson back on track to try to make a playoff appearance.
Winchester West Central 22-6 over Pleasant Hill in a WIVC South game.
Cougars desperately needed that one for their playoff calculus. They got it against Pleasant Hill. We'll see what they do moving forward.
Not a surprise, Maroa Forsyth, number 1 ranked team in the state, takes out Pittsfield 46-6.
Merciless schedule for the Sockies.
Man, it has been rough for Dalton Barnes in his first year there. It's unfortunate how tough that schedule has been as he tries to get that program going the right direction.
Hard to build traction.
Again, another great game. 2 5-0 teams, Farmington and Macomb going head-to-head at the tarmac. Farmington wins 30-16 with 2 late touchdowns.
16-15 game in the fourth quarter. Macomb at that point.
Correct.
The Gronwald kid, who is a monster, 87-yard catch and run. I think he's going to play linebacker supposedly at the Division I level. He could probably punt. He could probably be a quarterback. I mean, he could do just about anything. And then that last touchdown was kind of a wonky pick six that got away. But Macomb was in that game from start to finish.
No doubt about it. Knoxville beats Illini West 32-22.
That one super stings the Chargers. They really needed that win to try to make their playoff numbers work.
And they were winning at halftime.
They were, yes, and it completely got away from them.
Big one for West Hancock. Beats Elmwood Brimfield. I'm struggling tonight.
It happens on Mondays.
Yeah, it is.
It happens
okay.
to the best of us.
42-34, West Hancock wins.
Huge win for the Titans. Some records set in that game. We're going to talk with Chandler about his record.
246 yards rushing, I believe was the total.
And a school record 24 tackles.
Yeah, how about that?
That's an impressive number.
Crazy number. Look forward to talking to Chandler later this hour. Rushville Industry over Monmouth United 54-18.
Huge win for the Rockets, although not a real surprise. I think that was a game we all knew that was going to kind of be lopsided.
Yep.
And, once again, Ryland Reimolds and company deliver.
The other marquee matchup of Week 6, Monroe City at Palmyra. Monroe City wins 26-20.
Thought a lot about this week. The margins between the top 3 teams in the Clarence Cannon Conference, real paper thin.
Yes, and we still have to see Palmyra play Centralia. That's Week 8.
They get them at home, though,
Yes.
which makes that very interesting. And I think, as we saw with Monroe City and Centralia, Palmyra and Centralia is a really intriguing matchup.
Yep. Macon 21-0 over Clark County.
I guess that was kind of a get-back game for Macon. Clark County, still young.
Still young.
Yeah.
Centralia over Highland 54-12.
I mean, I think that fits what we thought it would be.
Yep. Wright City over South Shelby 41-16.
Wright City must be pretty good. I've not seen them, and they've pretty much handled everybody at this point.
How about Van Far putting up 52 on Bowling Green, 52-28 winner?
I think Van Far has been really good when they've gotten beaten and responded, and that offense is a ton. So, we thought Bowling Green was going to be a little better defensively. It hasn't materialized yet this season.
North Callaway 54-0 over Louisiana.
You think Palmyra got North Callaway's attention last week?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think
the Thunderbirds kind of were back.
The Thunderbirds were ticked.
They were a little ticked, yes.
So, Montgomery County 38-0 against Mark Twain.
Again, kind of the same scenario there.
Yep. North Shelby 38-20 over Northwest Hughesville.
I know Gannon Bowen got hurt in that game for a period of time. I don't know what happened past that. I have not seen final stats or anything yet.
Right.
But any time spent without Gannon Bowen and you find a way to win, that's a really good sign for the Raiders moving forward.
Knox County 32-20 over Paris.
That is a really good win for the Eagles, and it proves they're for real, because I think those first 5 games we all went, level of competition's not great. Great that Knox County has won.
I don't think we all said that. I think Chris Dewar said that.
Chris Dewar did say that, but if you looked at the record of teams they played, it was like 4-20 at that point. So, the numbers speak for themselves, but you beat a team that had been considered the best defensive team in all of 8-man football and put 32 on the board for them. I think Knox is legit, and this week is going to be an awful lot of fun with North Shelby in a battle of undefeated teams.
And then Keokuk takes it on the chin, 58-6 to Solon.
Yeah, Solon is really, really good. It's sort of riding the waves with Keokuk this season, and this was the bad wave.
It was. That's our Week 6 scoreboard, brought to you by Schottenkirk Toyota. Interesting Week 6.
I thought so. I thought, and again, maybe not the answers we thought we'd get, but we got some answers. And, some teams have a chance. You lose in Week 6 if you're Brown County, if you're, some of these really good teams in our area that kind of took one on the chin. This is a chance to recalibrate and get better, because if you're Brown County, for example, you're probably going to have another shot at somebody down the line.
Very well could, but Brown County has a big one Week 9 as well.
They do, and that's what the focus, the focus has to be ahead of them now, but Week 9 is going to be of similar value to the Hornets moving forward.
And we got some interesting Week 7 matchups. We'll get to that full schedule a little later this hour, but we are going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk about it with a guy from a team that really needed a bounce back last week, got it on the road, and has a big game at home this Friday night against one of our favorite coaches outside of our area, and Mark Grounds from Jacksonville. Caleb Regan, Quincy Notre Dame offensive lineman, will be joining us when we come back. This is Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.
Since 1985, Hess Auto Agency has been your trusted source for pre-owned vehicles in the tri-state area. Families have experienced the Hess difference for generations and know they'll get the best vehicle buying experience in our region. With an ever-changing inventory, you'll find the right car at the right price. So when you want the best, don't guess. Choose Hess. Hess Auto Agency, 1124 North 24th in Quincy.
We're at the forefront. We're the cutting edge of our industry right now.
Whether it's dry needling, blood flow restriction,
from performance prevention, therapy, all those aspects, it's all under one roof. I see huge returns as far as athletes getting better quicker.
Top 5 reasons you should choose
Blessing Raymond College.
Small classes, peer tutoring, and lots of personal attention.
Financial aid opportunities, including grants, scholarship, and loan forgiveness.
Successful outcomes, from pass rates to job placement.
Hands-on learning, clinical experience at multiple sites, and no wait list.
The Simulation Center.
Master clinical skills in this state-of-the-art facility.
Be ready for anything.
What are you waiting for?
Enroll with Blessing Raymond College today.
Kitchen and Bath Gallery of Quincy. Trained craftsmen and expert contractors with friendly professional service. Our design team helps with every step of the process, guiding you from a vision to reality with uncompromised service. Trust your home to the local experts. Get a free quote today. From concept to creation, Kitchen and Bath create remarkable spaces and innovative builds. Kitchen and Bath Gallery, your home reimagined.
The aging population has more needs and they respond really well to what we do.
You don't have to live in pain every day.
Whether it's pain, whether it's motion, whether it's strength, they have better quality of life just by providing an intervention.
If you're not sure, just come in for a consultation.
Are you as excited as we are that football season is back? Then you need to make Jersey's your one-stop destination for mouth-watering burgers, ice-cold beer, and all your local sporting events. So gather your crew and speed over to one of Jersey's 2 locations, 109 East Jefferson and Camp Point, or 115 East Main Street, Mount Sterling. Jersey's Bar and Grill, your hometown sports bar.
We love beer!
Welcome back to Monday Night Lights, live from the CDS Office Technology Studios in downtown Quincy.
We're back right here in downtown Quincy. Matt Shuckman, Chris Dewar, and we've got an in-studio guest, and I'm excited to hear what he has to say about the play up front of the Quincy Notre Dame football team, and we may have a surprise question for him at the end.
Oh, I like to hear that.
Yeah.
I know he has given us some of our better blocking highlights,
He
at least in a
has.
couple of occasions
Yes.
this season. So he gets high marks even before he walks in the door for that.
That's wonderful. Joining us right here in the CDS Office Technology Studio, Quincy Notre Dame offensive lineman, Caleb Regan. How are you, bud?
Pretty good, can't complain.
Good. Okay, so no practice today, but lift, weight,
Yeah.
and a little film?
Yes, sir.
Okay. As you break down film, as you prepare for Jacksonville, what's the most important thing you need to look at on film this week?
Jacksonville, they sent a lot of pressure. They got guys coming. They're a good team, and of course, them playing the wing tee. It's hard to stop a wing tee on any team. So that's one thing we're looking at, and we're looking to stop this week.
Obviously, Caleb, after the last 2 weeks, you get back to the winning ways. Monday's got to feel a little better. You guys are feeling better about yourself. I mean, momentum's a tangible thing. You built some this past week with the road trip.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we had 2 tough games. Didn't quite walk away how we wanted to with them, but, it's all right. Have a bounce-back win and hoping to rally and have a win this Friday.
How important were those weeks, though, for understanding we're right there? Yeah, we lost to 2 good teams.
Really good teams.
But we're right there. And if we do eliminate this mistake or eliminate that mistake, we can win a game like that.
Yeah, I mean, you look at both the games, no matter what the scoreboard was at the end, I mean, they were close games. SHG, they're a great team. Springfield, had a couple silly mistakes, honestly, that if we solve those, I mean, we're right there, maybe even winning the game. But you can't look at that now. You got to, look at that going forward and just know that we got to work on those things. And we're going to be a championship team if we do.
You guys are kind of a unique mix up front, some veteran guys, some new guys in the mix. It seems like in your highest moments, that's blended together really well. What's been the key for you guys chemistry-wise?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like just the whole team we all get along, we all have great chemistry. We got, of course, a couple of guys being hurt on the up front these last couple of weeks, but hopefully everyone's going to be healthy this week. And, when you got young guys that can just plug and play, that's perfect.
When I've been out there at practice, and I laugh sometimes at how spirited you guys get. How much fun is it, though, when guys are barking at each other, keeping each other accountable, but having fun doing it?
Oh, let me tell you. I mean, last year we had fun. This year we have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We got guys, this guy named Camden Huner, he can say anything, and it's getting the whole team fired up, laughing, rallied. And when you got things like that, it's, practice doesn't even work. It's fun. But we were locked in at the same time with having fun with it.
With that said, though, as much fun as you guys have, you do hold each other accountable. And it seems like everybody understands that and buys into that. Is that true?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, you can't be goofing off and then jump off sides. And that doesn't work, especially we've been holding ourselves accountable the last couple of weeks with these hard losses, and we know we got to be better, but still have fun at the same time. And it's just a chemistry that I think we do great.
With the goals that you guys have on the board, and I look at the schedule, Matt, and this is a critically important week in terms of if you want to have a home playoff game.
There you go.
You got to beat a good Jacksonville team this week. Do you feel pressure with that, or is it just we're going to attend the business we can that's ahead of us and do what we can with it?
Yeah, I mean, like I told the guys today, and I feel like everyone knows this. We need this win. I mean, this win's not optional. It's something we need. We let 2 big ones slip away from us. We have another one knocking on our door, and we got to take care of business.
You got a couple of guys on your team who have gotten a lot of headlines this year, and deservedly so. What's it like, though, when you're blocking and you know when an Ollie triplet gets loose, what he can do, or what Gavin Dolman does seemingly every week and just dances through the defense?
Yeah, I mean, when you're out there blocking for guys with such great talent, there's a certain line of respect. They have respect for us. We have respect for them. And, it doesn't really matter about the headlines because you go back and look at a play on film, everyone's getting props for what they did. If, a play got blocked correctly, then it's going to the house.
I want to talk to you about you guys because, most people see the skill position guys. When you're in drills, when you're down in the pit and you guys are working out with each other, who is the toughest blocker amongst this team from the guys that you guys are fighting in the pits with?
Oh, you want like a name?
Yeah, give me a name of the guy that, maybe hasn't got enough credit in the offensive line.
A guy that's got some grit that actually just returned this past week, Ethan Peterson. I'll tell you what, you don't want to get a hold of him. He's mean. He's mean.
Very well put.
Okay, how would your other offensive linemen describe you?
Hopefully I'd say I'm a great leader. I really feel like taking control of the offensive line. I mean, I was a starter last year after some injuries, and I really feel like I'm trying to lead these guys and, make them better, because like us as a unit, it's a unit thing. It doesn't matter how well I play or how well anyone on the offensive line plays. We all have to play 100%, and it's hard to stop.
It is, but I also think you've become a really good finisher. Do people feed off that now?
Yeah, I mean, when you put a guy in the ground, it gets the whole team rallied up. It's not hard to do that when, you got people laying people out on the field,
You have some experienced guys that you're learning from in assistant coach Brent Fisher. Obviously, your head coach was an offensive lineman at the highest level, got to play in the NFL. Learning from guys who have a ton of experience like that. What's that like for you guys?
Yeah, especially Coach Fish. I feel like this year I've really gotten opened up to his football knowledge. I mean, he's an intelligent guy. Along with Coach Jack, they both really are great coaches and are going to hopefully lead us to a championship.
Is there anything specific that they've taught you over the last couple of years that you go, wow, I never thought about doing it that way, or I never knew we could do that?
Yeah, I mean, Coach Jack, when you're going to the NFL, I mean, he knows pretty much eat, sleep, and breathe offensive line.
Right.
So he's got a lot of technique and stuff that he's always harping on us to get right during the week, and it showed up in our whole entire offensive line's game.
Caleb, do you have a favorite play that when it gets called, the hands on the hairs on the back of your neck kind of stand up?
I don't know how much there is this one play. He hasn't called it yet.
You don't have to say
you can't
we don't
give
want
away
any trade secrets.
Yeah, you can't give away too much.
So I'm not going to say it, but there's this one play that I'm waiting for him to call. It's going to get, it's going to get me fired up. I really like any Oz play because it's just me one-on-one with the dude, and it's hard. To seal the edge on that.
After we get off the air, you can tell me what the play is, and then when I meet with Coach Cornell this week, I'll remind him, you got to call this play sometime.
All right, I will see.
Okay. With that all in mind, though, you're coming back home with some momentum. What's it like for you on a Friday at Quincy Notre Dame, at Advanced Physical Therapy Field?
I mean, senior night only got a couple left, sadly. But, especially with having a loss 2 weeks ago at home, there's a chip on our shoulders. We don't like losing at 10th and Jackson, that's for sure. So hopefully to rally back with a dominant win over Jacksonville and, just prove that we are here and we are who we say we are.
You promised a surprise question. I have been waiting to hear what this is.
We'll get there in just a moment. Okay. I did want to ask you a couple more things real quick. What are your plans post high school? Have you decided on what you want to do yet?
Not necessarily. I want to go to college and either study business or finance, but nothing athletically wise.
Okay. Do you know what you want to do with a business or finance degree, or do you have like a dream job?
That's a hard one. I really like numbers. That's what I'll say. I really like numbers, but I don't have a specific dream job yet.
Okay, you have an uncle who was pretty ingrained in the Quincy sports community for quite a while. Worked alongside me at the Herald Whig for several years. But I don't think he's the most athletic person in your family. Would you agree with that?
No, I'd say not. I ain't seen him do too many athletic endeavors before, but you don't seem like an athlete.
That was very diplomatic, by the way.
Don O'Brien is his uncle. Don O'Brien was the sports editor at the Herald Whig. He and I worked alongside each other for a lot of years. Still do a lot of things together. Did you gain any sports knowledge, though? Just from being around him growing up, and obviously your mom, Margaret, is his younger sister.
Honestly, I wasn't really too involved in sports before high school, so I can't say I really have. I mean, I started playing football my freshman year, so I mean, other than that, I wasn't really much an athletic kid or anything.
The last surprise question. You got the mustache going. Are you going to follow your head coach's path and get the full beard going?
Oh, no, yeah. He pulls that look off great, and it looks great on him. I like the beard and all, but the beard life is not for me. I'll say that.
Nice. Great answer. Great answer. Dude, thank you so much for coming in and joining us here in the studio. Big game Friday night. Jacksonville comes to Advanced Physical Therapy Field, 7 o'clock kickoff. What do you guys, last thing, what do you guys have to do this week to be ready for Friday night?
We got to be mentally locked in, prepared. We got to be better than we were the whole entire season this week. I mean, we have to go out there and perform in front of a home crowd with a lot of people excited.
Well, I'll have the truck out there Friday night. So maybe we have to do, if things go your way, don't want to jinx it, but if things go your way, maybe we do a lineman version of Shuck on a Truck after the game?
Yeah, we can do that.
I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Let's get those shocks working.
That's right. Awesome. Caleb, thank you for coming into the studio, and good luck Friday night.
Yep, thank you.
Awesome job.
That was Quincy Notre Dame senior lineman Caleb Regan joined us here in the CDS Office Technology studio. We're going to take a break. We got a lot more to get to, so join us when we come back. This is Monday Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.
Well, they say a dollar doesn't go as far as it used to, but maybe we can help during our Dollar Day sale. Take $10 off Wideology dog or cat food, plus we'll give you a $5 gift card. And pick your favorite flavor of Pepsi. We got 6-packs, 3 for $10. And we got Noble Outfitters for the whole family, $5 off t-shirts and $10 off work pants. And after a mail-in rebate, you can get 1 gallon of antifreeze for only $3. And cold weather is coming soon, you can get a furnace filter for only $5. See all these deals and more right now at farmandhomesupply.com.
We believe that accessing care close to home is better for you and better for your family. For 120 years, Hannibal Regional has been committed to providing community-based, contemporary health care. From state-of-the-art surgical care to innovative cancer care, and now life-saving open-heart surgery. We are dedicated to expanding access to exceptional care in each of the communities we serve. Hannibal Regional, why go anywhere else?
So what separates us most from all the other dealerships is the Toyota brand itself.
Once they buy a Toyota, they never buy anything else. #1 vehicle on the market, the best sedan on the market, some of the best reliable trucks on the market. Our main goal here is to try and get our customers the best payment possible.
We know the process and we pass that along to you.
We're simply looking to buy vehicles off the street.
And we want all makes and models of vehicles.
And you don't even have to buy anything in return. We'll just simply purchase it from you.
We can purchase a vehicle in 10 or 15 minutes or less.
Meet us at the Scoreboard, 8th in York and Quincy.
The home of Quincy's best cheeseburger is now under new ownership. All our time-tested menu items, along with some great new additions, all cooked on our perfectly seasoned grill, are waiting for you.
New wings and new sauces.
Ice cold buckets at some of the best prices in town.
Or even in a frosted mug.
Corner bar comfort for your favorite game on 7 big screens. Or play your own game and win big.
The Scoreboard, 8th in York and Quincy.
Area Distributors is a provider of products and services in the restaurant environment, the school environment, the factory environment, the office environment, and in the healthcare settings.
That's the value of Area Distributors, is that we help our customers out by providing them more product as one distributor.
I can tell you, if you call us and have a need, you're going to get timely response.
It's all about passion.
Welcome back to Monday Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply. I'm Muddy River Sports Editor Matt Shuckman, hanging along with my trusty sidekick, Sports Director Chris Dewar. And we're going to go immediately to the Hess Auto Agency hotline because we got a record-setting guy to talk to, and he had some big numbers last Friday night.
Be it running the football or tackling the football, Chandler Dayton was a man out there.
Let's go talk to Mr. Dayton right here on the Hess Auto Agency hotline. Chandler, how are you tonight?
I'm doing good. How are you guys doing?
Fantastic.
Thank you for taking the time to join us. Have you been able to sit back and kind of soak in what happened Friday night?
To be honest with you, this weekend was pretty long between visits, and I got to see my teammate Nolan Gooding playing at QU, which that was pretty special. So not really. I've had some time to think about it, but it's a lot.
You're in a different place than you were at this time last year because you guys really have kind of pulled your season together, Chandler, in a really nice way. And I know last year you were waiting around and you were fighting and you were trying to make the promise happen. When did you guys kind of get on path for good this season? When was that moment of turnaround for you, Chandler?
I would say that it really started at A-Town. I mean, we went into A-Town knowing it was our game to win. And we pulled through with it. It was a close game up till the end, and then we just turned our season around. We had Illini West, which was a tough game, but we still pulled through with that one too.
Was there a moment in this offseason where because I know how hard you work, especially in the weight room, was there a moment this offseason when everything kind of went, okay, we're going to be better this year. We're going to get it done. Did you have an epiphany like that?
Definitely, especially at our summer workouts. A lot of guys showing up, not a lot of guys missing. We didn't have guys show up late, which was pretty awesome, which in the years past we've had that. So really it was just those summer workouts, everybody being there, being great, doing great things.
From your standpoint, Chandler, when you get to a point where the end of the season actually matters and you're playing the playoff calculus again, which you guys haven't been in that position because, you had the losses early and you couldn't ever get out of your own way. Now that you're here, how much fun is this for you? How much fun is this for the community? Are you hearing that Titans buzz, around the towns? Because obviously people think you have a real chance to make this happen. I'm looking at playoff projections this week and the playoff projections in 2A have you playing undefeated Farmington, which, would be super fun. Just to be a part of that kind of atmosphere now with the way things have turned around. How much fun has that been for you and the guys?
It's a great feeling. Like our coach Hartwig said today in the film room, we have more and more fans from our community show up every game, which is pretty awesome to me. I'm a big community guy, and it's just a whole different feeling for the team. Going into the film room after a win just feels great.
What was the key to success running the ball for you guys last week?
My O-line is great, and really once we broke through that first layer of the Elmwood defense, it would be a big run every time.
From your standpoint, and it's really hard to fathom, but 24 tackles is a monster number, Chandler, and that's a new program record for what you were able to do. Were you in the moment aware of the fact that you were amassing this massive stat total?
I had no idea how many tackles I had during the game. I just kept playing.
Does it ever?
I don't like to keep track. I just keep on rolling when we're in a game.
So what is the mentality when you're on the field defensively?
I mean, we all know we got to get stops, something that we struggled with in years prior, but I think with our defense this year, it's going to happen. I mean, we preached that it'll happen. Last week against Illini West, it happened. This week against Elmwood, Brimfield, we got the turnovers when we needed them.
I heard Coach
we're really starting to click.
Yeah, I heard Coach Dorothy harping on you guys in summer. Hey, this has to happen defensively, and we have the pieces to make this happen, but you guys have to do it. For your mind, who is the most improved player on your defense? One of those guys that's been a spark plug in allowing you to make the tackles that you're making now, and for everything to fit together, Chandler?
I would say those dudes up front. Like Ryan Horn, he's a big guy that's in there. He's pushing the pile. And then Zane Tripp, he also flies around.
Do you have a happy place? And I think I know what might be the answer, so I'm kind of thinking here. But when you get away from football, do you have a happy place you need to go to just be yourself?
I would say my happy place is either in the weight room or just going fishing with my grandpa. That seems like a pretty good happy place to me.
I was guessing it would be the weight room, because I know how much of a weight room warrior you are. But I like the second part of that answer even better. How much fun is it fishing with Grandpa?
It's a great time. He's a big crappie fisherman. I like to bass fish, so he always gives me crap when he's trying to catch crappie for the fish fry, but I'm catching these big bass. So we go back and forth, and we have a great time.
Who's the better angler?
I hate to say it, but it's definitely him.
Hey, we admire the honesty there. And speaking of honesty, you have put yourself in the position with all this hard work you've done to be a guy that's getting a lot of recruiting attention now. And that's going to be incredibly flattering because you really have become this, and I know you're a really good athletic guy. We've seen it in track, but you've made yourself a self-made recruit. That has to feel incredibly gratifying.
Yeah, it definitely is. It feels great going on visits, especially with my mom taking her to these places, or really she takes me to these places. She's a great woman. It's a great time.
Yeah, what are you looking for in terms of the academic experience at the next level? Do you know what the major is? Do you kind of know what you want to be, and how does that set you up?
Well, really, I kind of vary myself between 3 different options, which would be sports communication, law enforcement, or business, knowing that our family has a pretty good business going. But I mean, really, I just want to go to a good school that coaches support me. It's a good family. I like those types of things.
Kind of things like you have now, and how important is?
Yeah.
And I think I know the answer to this question, but how important has Coach Dorothy been in your development, Chandler?
Well, having a coach that just absolutely believes in me and believes every single one of my teammates is a great feeling. Being able to do the things I like, he puts me in the right spots. He helps me out if I have any questions. He's just a great coach. And it's a pretty good feeling when the coach wants everything that the team wants.
You guys are on the road this week at LVC. Chance to come home for week 8 with another victory. What do you expect the atmosphere to be like when you return to Jim Replinger Field if you get the job done this week?
I think it'll be bumping. I think it'll be a great experience for our team. It's our senior night, so that'll be kind of emotional at the end, but I mean, that's kind of what you expect.
Isn't it nice not to just have to be a basketball school anymore?
It's a great feeling. I mean, I love supporting our basketball team and everything, but being a multi-sport school is awesome.
I don't know. Some of your classmates and teammates and stuff might say you're a bass fishing school.
It's very true.
You've had some guys do some success in the HSA bass fishing, so it's time for football to elevate yourself above that, right?
Yep.
Awesome. Hey, Chandler, thank you so much for taking the time to join us tonight on the Hess Auto Agency Hotline, and good luck this week against LVC.
Yep, thank you guys.
Awesome job this season, Chandler.
Thank you.
That was West Hancock running back / linebacker Chandler Dayton. Monster week last week against Elmwood Broomfield.
It's been brewing for a while. We've seen this with him coming, and in the preseason we saw just the difference in his body and his body type with the investment he's made in it, and now to see him repaid for that. That's what football's supposed to all be about. Improving yourself to the betterment of your whatever's next.
And the interesting part is he's big on social media. He likes to share things on social media, and we've seen some of his workout videos and stuff on social media. The kid works at it.
Oh,
and
he does.
When we say he's a weight room warrior, we're not lying.
No, not at all, and it's clearly paid great dividends to this point.
So we really appreciate Chandler joining us on the Hess Auto Agency Hotline. Again, West Hancock's on the road this week at LVC. We'll return home in week 8 against, I believe, Bureau Valley.
Yes.
So
Two very winnable games for the Titans.
And that would make them playoff eligible.
It would.
So who knows? Maybe week 8, that's where the truck goes.
And let's not mince words here. I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves.
Right.
But if you talk to Coy Dorothy, and if those playoff projections are correct, they've given Farmington some fits in 2 different seasons now.
Right.
So maybe that wouldn't be the worst matchup in the world.
Maybe not. We'll have to see. Let's take a break. We've got another coach ready to join us here shortly. So let's take a break and see what happens. Actually, we've got that at the top of the 8 o'clock hour. We got a new segment coming up.
We do.
I got ahead of myself there for a second.
We're getting ready to make some adjustments.
Oh, all right. I'm excited to see what we're adjusting. So stick around. This is Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.
When you trust your healthcare needs to MDH, you'll receive the highest quality, compassionate care from our nationally accredited medical departments and award-winning staff. We are here for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, providing exceptional care right here in Macomb. We also accept Aetna, HealthLink, Blue Cross Blue Shield, and most other insurance plans for your convenience. McDonough District Hospital, your regional healthcare partner, growing our legacy one patient at a time.
Does the thought of retirement overwhelm you? You are not alone. For over 25 years, Benson Financial Group has helped people just like you craft a plan to retire with purpose. Call us today in Quincy and Hannibal.
We excel physical therapy locations in Quincy and Hannibal.
You know, word of mouth has been really powerful. It always will be.
We built that from relationships.
Not only do we have great clinicians, but we have great people.
This is the best group of therapists I've ever worked with.
That's an advantage.
For 135 years, State Street Bank has stood as a pillar of trust and stability in Quincy, Illinois. For generations, families have trusted State Street Bank to be part of their biggest moments. We look forward to the future with gratitude and excitement. Thank you for being part of our journey. State Street Bank, 135 years of banking you can trust.
Neiman's, your neighborhood market.
Kitchen and Bath Gallery of Quincy. Trained craftsmen and expert contractors with friendly professional service. Our design team helps with every step of the process, guiding you from a vision to reality with uncompromised service. Trust your home to the local experts. Get a free quote today. From concept to creation, Kitchen and Bath create remarkable spaces and innovative builds. Kitchen and Bath Gallery, your home reimagined.
I think people here in the Quincy area are wanting something different. You know, people have to wait 2, 3, 4 weeks to get into a provider.
Being independent allows us to do things differently. It's one of the things we've prided ourselves on, is getting people in the door quickly.
That's an advantage. It's made us better.
Not sure you're ready for retirement? With over 25 years of experience, the team at Benson Financial Group will meet you right where you are and craft a plan that's right for you. Call us today in Quincy and Hannibal.
Welcome back to Muddy Night Lights, live from the CDS Office Technology Studios in downtown Quincy.
Well, Chris Dewar, we talk a lot about the game itself. And we talk to a lot of players, a lot of coaches each week here on Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply. One of the things that we haven't done specifically up until now is talk about adjustments.
Right.
Specifically in-game adjustments that coaching staffs make. But that changes tonight.
It does.
Because starting now, every week moving forward, we will have the adjustment of the week.
Courtesy of Dr. J, Justin Felsman, who is a great friend, not just to anybody with sore backs, limbs, or whatever, but a great friend to the sports community and has been for a number of years.
No doubt about it.
We are thrilled to have him aboard. We're going to talk about what was the game of the week last week. And obviously, I think all eyes were on Central Brown County. Battle of undefeated state-ranked teams.
What a great atmosphere out of Camp Point on Friday night.
Could not beat the atmosphere, and that's no disrespect to Monroe City Palmyra. That's a great atmosphere as well.
No doubt.
It's a little different when both teams are undefeated. I mean, it is.
And it was a unique night because as I was driving to Camp Point from Quincy, bright sunshine.
Yes.
As the people were coming from Mount Sterling to Camp Point, they got rained on. And you could see the wall of rain just kind of go around the stadium. And you could smell the rain. We were sitting on the tailgate of the pickup talking, a bunch of us were, before the game, and you could smell the rain. You could see it. And it never hit, and then a big rainbow came out, and it just added to the atmosphere.
Well, you got there at 9:30 in the morning, so when I came over...
funny thing, you say that jokingly. I do because of the situation where I have to get the truck inside the gate and inside the fence, I do need to get there early so I don't bother people trying to get in. But when I got there, about 4:40 for a 7 o'clock kickoff, there were already lawn chairs in the end zone. There were already people in the bleachers to make sure they got their specific seats. And I was told the people showed up as early as 9 a.m. to put their lawn chairs in place to make sure they got their spots for that night.
No surprise whatsoever. Again, that's vibes of the old Carthage-LaHarpe Northwestern rivalry there. And this is, in Illinois, the best we have right now. I asked you when I got there, I said, did you see the rainbow? Because I came in on 24, there was no rain whatsoever. So, and you said, all the people in Brown County, Mount Sterling told me, particularly Clayton, I guess, it rained particularly hard.
Clayton, like between Timewell and Clayton, I guess it was particularly hard. I was told that there were puddles as people were coming that direction. I was like sitting there kind of shocked because the breeze was wonderful. And I'm sitting there just like soaking in the atmosphere, and then people are showing up talking about it. But we watched it, and it looked like it just shifted and just kept going. Like it was headed toward the football field, and then just said, nah, we're not going to do that to them tonight, and just shifted away, and then it cleared up, and beautiful night for football.
We had perfect conditions. We did not have a necessarily perfect football game. I thought we had a really good football game at times. But that game did turn on its axis at one particular point, which brings us to the adjustment of the game. Now, if you go back to the second quarter, and I think you and I talked about this on the truck at halftime with nobody listening at the time, there was a series late in the second quarter where Brown County finally seemed to have some traction moving the ball.
Yes, it did.
And the power run game had not materialized to that point at all for the Hornets. And in a 6-0 game, we're thinking to ourselves at that particular point, hey, maybe Brown County's right where it needs to be. Maybe this is where they start wearing on Camp Point Central's front line and move the ball. And they were going to receive the second half kickoff. It was a chance to score, or even if they didn't score, be 6-0 down with the ball coming their way.
No doubt.
And then Casey Ray happened.
He did. So let's go to our adjustment of the week.
Tired of that old sports injury taking you out of the game? Give us a call at Justin Chiropractic to see if we can help you get back to living your life and doing the things that you love and enjoy doing. Now back to the guys. Here's the play that adjusted the outcome of the game.
So the twist there is that Camp Point Central goes quick strike with their offense. Instead of methodical, it's Cale Niekamp doing what he does really well, which is throwing into windows.
Yeah.
And he found Luke Ippenson. And you saw that set up the touchdown that made it a 13-0 game at the half, and that changed everything because Brown County, as we had talked about, you and we had talked about it in Dewar-isms, was not a team that could lose contact, and suddenly the Hornets had lost contact.
You're absolutely right. And you made a very good point with Cale Niekamp, the sophomore quarterback. Yeah. He puts the ball in the right spot for his receivers. And again, that's a quality of area quarterbacks we've seen over the years. but certain quarterbacks are really, really good at that. He is continuing to get better at that, and he gives his receivers a chance to catch the ball before a defender can get there, or in a window where only his receiver can get to it and the defender can't. And it turned out to be a huge play. And then Jasper Flessner gets into the end zone 3 times that night. And it just, what we saw out of Camp Point Central, in my opinion, is that we saw that they can match the physicality. Even if they aren't as big as another team, they can match the physicality of a team with size up front.
There was no give, and you're exactly right. And you had seen Camp Point Central in person this season. I had not.
Yep.
I walked away looking at Luke Ippenson with very different eyes, just because I think we all talk about Curtis Rigg and how fast he is.
Right.
There is a breakaway speed at the end of that run that we just witnessed after he caught the ball, where he splits the difference between 2 closing guys, and it shows that he's this is why there was so much talk about him in the preseason from Ed Dixon, about him being another guy, another weapon, they have these it guys, and he has a chance, if he's not already one of them, to be one of them.
Yep.
And with Jasper Flessner being such a good setup guy for what they love to do, which is what I thought they were probably going to lose the most of with Caden Niekamp out of the offense.
Yeah.
They have provided everything they've needed in the spots they've needed it. So it's not just an in-game adjustment, it's an adjustment to adversity season long that is translated into what Central is now, which is 6-0 and the number 1 team in the South.
And we saw Caden Niekamp warm up. We saw him in uniform. We did not see him play. Will we see him play the next 3 weeks? I don't know. Because I know they want him ready for the playoffs, but they don't want to wear him out before the playoffs. So will he get some snaps each of the next 3 weeks? I think he probably will.
I don't know, because I think if we are being 100% honest here, these are not 3 games that offer much resistance to the Panthers on paper.
Without a doubt.
And there may be value in getting him completely healthy 3 weeks later.
Well, I agree with that, but I think if you go that long without taking a game snap and then going to the playoffs and you've got to go. Now, I'm not saying he's going to go out and play 50 snaps.
No.
He may play 10 snaps and that's it.
As good as their defensive line rotation is, they don't need any more than that from him right now.
Exactly.
It's another body to keep people fresh up front.
Yep.
And as we saw, they're already able to handle one of the most withering and physical offensive lines in the state of Illinois. And I'm not kidding when I said that's Leno Winslow type size.
Right. You're absolutely right.
So
especially with a guy like Cooper Adcox out there, and
just an incredibly impressive performance, particularly by the guys up front for Camp Point Central.
And we were talking adjustments. And this was our adjustment of the week. In-game adjustment was this one. However, now we're going to see what adjustment Brown County makes in the bigger picture, because they're going to have to make an adjustment to losing for the first time this season and get themselves right, because they don't have 3 cupcakes to end the season.
They do not.
So they have to make sure that they're taking care of business over the next 3 weeks, especially that Week 9 Calhoun game. At Calhoun, that's good. That's a playoff caliber game in Week 9 that neither team's technically going to need, but it'll guarantee a home game. Both will be playoff eligible, is what I'm saying when in terms of need. But you need a win to carry some momentum into the postseason.
I think you need a win if you're Brown County over somebody who's a confidence team at that point too. And Calhoun is the last opportunity to do that before you get into the slugfest wars which are ahead.
We could see there's a potential out there, and Lord knows how the IHSA bracket will look.
Good luck predicting this.
No,
Yes.
I don't even try. Our guy Steve Susi from the Shaw Media Group and does his Friday Night Lights and the whole bit. He lives and breathes this playoff stuff. He's got magnets and the whole bit. I don't even try. I just, okay, Seuss, what do you got?
Yeah, exactly.
It's the most logical thing. But how interesting would it be if we end up with a Brown County Central matchup in week 3 or round 3, which will be the state quarterfinals? There's an outside possibility it could be a state semifinal matchup.
I think there's a very good possibility that we could see that matchup coming again, provided they can beat Calhoun in the state semifinals, a Final Four matchup, which would harken back. Again, we talk so much about the the parallels between, this rivalry and Carthage, La Harpe Northwestern, it's not a county rivalry, but you don't get any closer to counties than Brown County and Adams, do you?
No, you don't. And those two schools are 20 miles apart.
And everybody knows everybody.
Without a doubt. And there were a lot of families there where one had graduated from Camp Point, one had graduated from Brown County,
We had game night divorces. You and I heard that conversation before the game. Yes,
we did. So that's a lot of fun. It was a great Friday night. Great choice for the adjustment of the week. And we'll have that every week right here at the end of the first hour on Monday Night Lights, thanks to our good friend Dr. J. Justin Felsman at Adjusting Chiropractic right here in Quincy.
Yeah, it's super fun to be able to do some analysis, and we thank Dr. J for making this possible. Again, a guy whose heart is as big as his talent.
As much as I trust him, I'd be scared of what he would do to my back. Because it would just crackle and pop. And
I think, but that's why people go back, because after he brings the relief, that's what happens. Yes.
Luckily, I don't have a bad back yet.
Well, you're young. Some of us are
not
much
very,
older. Some of us are much older and diving into foam ball pits.
You're not much older. Remember that.
That's true.
So, anyway, let's take a break. When we come back, we're going to kick off hour number 2 with a ton of high school football talk, and we will get to some college talking too at some point in hour number 2. So make sure you stick around. This is Monday Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.
Since 1929, we've been here to serve our communities with the best products and the best service. You are the reason we go to work every day, and we thank you for that. After all, we live where you do.
Area Distributors is a provider of products and services in the restaurant environment, the school environment, the factory environment, the office environment, and in healthcare settings.
That's the value of Area Distributors, is that we help our customers out by providing them more product as one distributor.
I can tell you, if you call us and have a need, you're going to get timely response.
It's all about passion.
Well, they say a dollar doesn't go as far as it used to, but maybe we can help during our Dollar Day sale. Take $10 off Wideology dog or cat food, plus we'll give you a $5 gift card. And pick your favorite flavor of Pepsi. We got 6-packs, 3 for $10. And we got Noble Outfitters for the whole family, $5 off t-shirts and $10 off work pants. And after a mail-in rebate, you can get 1 gallon of antifreeze for only $3. And cold weather is coming soon, you can get a furnace filter for only $5. See all these deals and more right now at farmandhomesupply.com.
Since 1985, Hess Auto Agency has been your trusted source for pre-owned vehicles in the tri-state area. Families have experienced the Hess difference for generations and know they'll get the best vehicle buying experience in our region. With an ever-changing inventory, you'll find the right car at the right price. So when you want the best, don't guess. Choose Hess. Hess Auto Agency, 1124 North 24th in Quincy.
My philosophy in pediatrics is definitely prevention, early intervention, and advocacy. Being an advocate for my patients is one of the main reasons why I got into pediatrics in the first place. I like working close with families and being able to empower moms, especially first-time moms, or empower any caregiver. MDH Peds gives that family-centered care. My name is Leilani Segura, and I am a pediatrician at McDonough Districts Hospital.
Welcome back for hour number 2 of Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply. I'm Muddy River Sports Editor Matt Shuckman, hanging out with Muddy River Sports Director Chris Dewar. Been a fun night so far.
It has been. Great guests so far.
Yep.
Some analysis that we got to throw in. We've had some fun, and we looked back at a really good week 6.
We did, and we've only had the earbuds pop out once so far. So
I was not going to call you on that.
Hey,
I saw it happen and I glanced away.
You notice I didn't do anything until the commercial break and just let it sit on my shoulder.
Like a seasoned pro you are.
I'm curious how many more times they're going to pop out tonight.
I'm half tempted to just put my finger right there when it does and just shove it back in for you, because that's the only way they stay in our ears.
But I need them both in so I can listen to our next guest, because his team got a big victory on Saturday, a big defensive performance, because big defensive plays that turned into points to help Unity Payson beat Jacksonville Route 36-26. So let's go to the Hess Auto Agency hotline, and we are joined by Unity Payson coach Matt Woodworth. Coach, how are you tonight?
I'm doing well. How are you guys doing?
Wonderful. I would assume you're doing well because you're back in the win column and got some good momentum by the way your team played on Saturday, right?
Yes. It definitely wasn't, pretty in all aspects, but, our defense stepped up when we needed them to, and, made the plays we needed to seal the win in the end. So, it was nice to get those big plays. We ended up with quite a few points from our defense last week, so it was definitely a nice thing to see, and hope we'll take that momentum and roll it into week 7 here.
How much did you need this, Matt, after the last 2 weeks? Because you did take on the two juggernauts of the WIVC North, and just to kind of get back to building some rhythm back into what you do, how critical was that for you?
It was definitely important for us. Rolling through two teams like Brown County and Central, especially back to back. They're both very good teams. They definitely gave us fits up front on the offense and defensive ends. And frankly, just they kind of wore us down. We didn't play fun football, very well. We had some penalties, had turnovers that kind of stopped some momentum. And, we talked about, not doing those things. We definitely had our share of miscues against route. But, I told the kids after the game, they don't all have to be, they all count the same in the win column. So, it was definitely important to get back to winning track. We got ourselves up to 4-2, so we're looking good. We've still got 3 tough games left, and a Triopia team who's definitely playing with confidence, and playing really well. And it doesn't get any easier the last 2 weeks with finishing with West Central and Greenfield. So, we've got our work cut out for us, trying to get back to the plus and, get the best seed we can. But, it was definitely an important step to get the momentum going back in the right direction for us.
With that remaining schedule, you're going to play tough teams. That should have you playoff ready as long as you get to that playoff eligibility point. But that should have you playoff ready, shouldn't it, knowing you've played so many good teams?
Absolutely. The more battle tested you are, the better you handle things. Once you get to the playoffs, everybody's a good team. So, everybody can beat you. And you want to make sure that, when they make good plays, as good teams do, your kids are prepared for that and can handle it, and, don't get down on themselves and just, keep rolling and fighting. We kind of did that, week 2 against Carrollton. We got ourselves down, pretty good in the first half, and we just, we kept the kids calm, and we just slowly fought back, and, that's what you got to be able to do. Good teams are going to make plays, and you've got to be able to roll with it and, not let it affect it, the next one. So it's definitely a positive, in the long run.
I thought, Matt, your defense has shown some real growth as a run-stopping team throughout the course of this season. Grant Fricke has been a load for Triopia the last couple weeks in particular. If there was ever like a litmus test or a midterm exam on your defense, he seems to present it. How important is it for you to gum up the works against that run game this week?
Yes, at practice today, we definitely talked about how they really like to use that fullback. Probably even a little more than Brown County and Central have. They really, try to hit him when the A and B gaps, and they've really, relied on him quite the last couple of weeks. So, it's definitely important to shut that down and, keep the middle of that offense from, getting the chunk plays that they have. And, we really talked about, being, assignment sound this week, and doing our jobs and not trying to do the next man's job. So I think, we did a little better against Central, as far as being assignment sound. I think we kind of, we made a couple of mental mistakes and gave up some big ones there late in the game that really blew that one open on us. But I thought, overall, our assignments, and our technique was a little better. Simply, getting back to this wing T style offense, we can take the next step and really, shut that down and kind of, put them in some third and long situations that, that typically isn't comfortable in.
Matt, you had a pair of pick sixes last week. What about your secondary makes them opportunistic?
Actually, both of them came from linebackers.
Oh, okay. I misread that then.
from Sawyer Allen and Justin Cram, they were both linebackers.
Yeah, that's right.
The first one, and I told one of our assistant coaches that, Sawyer, he was itching to get a pick six, the way he was jumping on the hitches and the bubbles and now screens like that route typically likes to run. And he jumped on a hitch route and just he read it great and timed it and just once he caught the ball, there was nobody left to get him. He caught it right on the run and took it to the house. Second one that sealed the game with Justin, we had them backed up to the end zone, and they were in desperation mode. It was just 20 seconds left in the game, and so we knew they had to throw it deep, and we sent some pressure. And I don't know if the ball got tipped or the quarterback just kind of threw a duck, but Justin was able to corral it and return it to the end zone. But our secondary overall, we've done a pretty good job of defending. We had a couple coverage breakdowns this past week, but the boys know what to do, and they're very athletic. They can cover a lot of ground. We got two safeties, and Blake Arnsman and Kendall Knox. They're long, they're tall, and they can cover a lot of ground back there. On the deep passing game. But at the same time, they've been very good at on the run. Cole Ray and Charlie Scarborough have done a very good job of setting the edge for us at the cornerback spots as well.
I spent a little time today with Coach Creviston on a golf cart down at the sectional golf meet at the Jacksonville Country Club, and he just basically looked me in the face and said, Sawyer Allen, and muttered and kind of shook his head at that point. But I don't think it gets said enough how well your offensive weapons around Sawyer have melded to what he does, some of that improvisation that he does so well, and how well your guys feed off that. Matt, that's not an atypical A plus B equals C offense. This is an awful lot about the intelligence of some of your skill position kids that they adjust so well in the moment and on the fly.
Absolutely. Those, Kendall and Blake and Cole Ray, they run scramble drill very well, especially when Sawyer gets flushed out of the pocket. They're very good about, they keep working and they're always looking for space. So, a lot of times, when he does break the pocket, he's still looking downfield. And he's usually got somebody to throw the ball to. I've been pushing him all year to, when he gets flushed or when that that time, that mental time clock hits in his head and he doesn't know where the ball's going, just to run. As I told him today in film, I said, teams are scared to death that you're going to take off and run when you drop back and pass. I said that's the absolute last thing they want that to happen. He's so dangerous when he gets out in space, and like I said, especially when he's still looking downfield to throw the ball, and then he takes off and run. He's a fullback that has the athletic ability to not only run somebody over but juke somebody in the shoes. And it just you don't see that. That rare combination of both the athletic ability and the size and the speed and the mental acuity to make those plays out in space. It is definitely a challenge for defenses to cover and defend.
Coach, I believe on Saturday, Sawyer Allen was credited with the safety, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, go ahead.
Go ahead.
So I was going to ask is, what other ways do you still have to get him to score? Because he's pretty much done everything else.
I guess we're going to try to get him to kick a field goal. I don't know. He hasn't gotten a scoop and score yet, I guess.
Okay, there you go.
He's very opportunistic. He makes a lot of plays behind the line of scrimmage. We especially passing teams, we like to send him off the edge. That's what happened on the safety. We got stopped on, fourth down deep in route territory, and couldn't quite finish an offensive drive. And Coach Cook, he sent some pressure pretty quick, and we got a negative play, and he sent another one with Sawyer the next play, and we got the sack in the end zone. For the safety, it was definitely a critical, time for us. Like I say, that was starting the second half. We drove down the field and then couldn't finish the drive, and route was starting to get some momentum back. They were all pumped, and that was a big play for us. Not only the points, but the momentum getting it shifted back in our favor.
Matt, do you feel like you learned from playing the two best probably defensive lines in the state the last couple of weeks? And I mean, the challenge ahead, but I think we also can realistically say whatever your offensive line gained from that experience, it should help you get downhill better going into these last three games, does it not?
Oh, absolutely. We've got several offensive linemen playing varsity for the first time this year. They've had a few growing pains here and there, but they've definitely gotten better week to week. Going against teams like Brown County and Central, their defensive line's not only the size, but just the tenacity that they get off the ball and get after it, has definitely given us some problems. But I think it's definitely, showed the kids the intensity that they have to play with as well to play with teams like that. And, we're not quite where we want to be yet, but, we're definitely seeing signs of we're moving in the right direction. Not only with, making sure we're assignment sound, but just the aggression we're firing off with. We definitely had our best rushing attack or, rushing output on offense of the year, not only just with Sawyer running the ball, but, we got several backs that were getting good downhill runs, even some chunk plays that we hadn't been getting in the past. So we're definitely improving there. And again, that's going to help the offense become more balanced. And when teams can't focus on the passing game and Sawyer so much, they've got to focus on running backs. They've got to focus on, Kendall and Blake outside. We've got some great tight ends that are athletic, and when they get the ball in space, can do some great things with it. It just makes us that more difficult to defend for defenses when they've got to cover everybody instead of focusing on a couple. So it's definitely been a positive that we hope keeps moving in the right direction.
Matt, just how proud are you of this group for having two back-to-back tough games where you took it on the chin, and to come back and fight and get a win and give yourselves an opportunity now in these final 3 weeks? How proud of this group are you?
Oh, absolutely. I'm thrilled. I love these kids to death. They work their butts off. Getting blown out like we did 2 games in a row, it's tough. And then having to go to Jacksonville on a Saturday afternoon, which we never seem to play well when we go there. Since we moved to Murray's Field, I think that place is cursed for us. I don't know. We don't seem to play well. It was hot. It was humid. We hadn't really had one of those games, especially in the middle of the afternoon. And it just seemed like every time we got some momentum going, something happened. We had a fumble, or, they would get a big play. We'd have a blown coverage, whatever it was. And they kept fighting. They didn't give up. There was a lot of moments that we could have hung our head and just kind of, put their heads down and just, started, giving up, and they never did. They kept fighting through every bit of adversity we've seen this year. And, again, it shows a lot of their character and their mental toughness, that they're able to push through those things and keep fighting, and, in the end, do enough to get the plays or make the plays to win the game. So, I couldn't be more proud of them, and, like I said, I think going through those, adverse situations and those tough games, I think it's just going to do nothing but help us as we try to make this push for the playoffs and hopefully get there and be able to do something once we're there.
Well, good luck getting that accomplished over the next 3 weeks, and we really appreciate you taking time to join us tonight.
Yep, thank you. I appreciate you having me on.
All right, good luck, Coach. Appreciate it. That was Unity Pace and Coach Matt Woodworth joining us on the Hess Auto Agency Hotline. they're going to get in the playoffs. They're going to win at least one of these last 3 games, if not more.
It's a team of great resolve.
Yes,
and I think we've
without
seen
a
it
doubt.
tested, and they've still continued to show it. Again, Friesen Field, not an easy place for anybody to play. I don't care if you're Central or Brown County. And for Unity Payson to go and get that win when they needed it, and to stare down Triopia the way I think they do this week, those are big moments.
Those are, and I had invited Sawyer Allen to join us tonight. We had scheduled him a few weeks back. He got sick that Monday at school, and then ended up sick like all week. Right. You know, and missed almost. He did play that Friday night, but he was sick the entire week. And I thought when I messaged him to see if he would be able to join us tonight, I thought he's going to get sick on Monday. Matt Woodworth is going to kick my butt and tell me and say I jinxed it again.
Yes.
Well, Sawyer had prior obligation, so he wasn't able to join us. So I'm off the hook.
Yes, nice.
But we do appreciate Coach Woodworth joining us. We got more to get to. We got Kason McAfee, the Hannibal linebacker, ready to join us. You got to break it down with him about what you consider the best defense in the area.
I do, and I think he is a huge part of it, just as a tempo setter and one of my favorite hitters to watch.
So we look forward to that. We're going to get to that right when we come back. So let's take a break. This is Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.
So what separates us most from all the other dealerships is the Toyota brand itself.
Once they buy a Toyota, they never buy anything else. #1 vehicle on the market, the best sedan on the market, some of the best reliable trucks on the market. And our main goal here is to try and get our customers the best payment possible.
We know the process and we pass that along to you.
We're simply looking to buy vehicles off the street.
And we want all makes and models of vehicles.
And you don't even have to buy anything in return. We'll just simply purchase it from you.
We can purchase a vehicle in 10 or 15 minutes or less.
We believe that accessing care close to home is better for you and better for your family. For 120 years, Hannibal Regional has been committed to providing community-based, contemporary health care. From state-of-the-art surgical care to innovative cancer care, and now life-saving open-heart surgery. We are dedicated to expanding access to exceptional care in each of the communities we serve. Hannibal Regional, why go anywhere else?
Meet us at the Scoreboard, 8th in York and Quincy.
The home of Quincy's best cheeseburger is now under new ownership. All our time-tested menu items, along with some great new additions, all cooked on our perfectly seasoned grill, are waiting for you.
New wings and new sauces.
Ice cold buckets at some of the best prices in town.
Or even in a frosted mug.
Corner bar comfort for your favorite game on 7 big screens. Or play your own game and win big.
The Scoreboard, 8th in York and Quincy.
I think people here in the Quincy area are wanting something different. You know, people have to wait 2, 3, 4 weeks to get into a provider.
Being independent allows us to do things differently. It's one of the things we've prided ourselves on, is getting people in the door quickly.
We can really help those student athletes.
That might be the difference between getting in a game versus not getting in a game.
And not just if there's been an injury. We can help them get stronger.
Having the relationship with Excel Performance Health and Wellness is a game changer.
I don't really think there's anything like it in the area.
That's an advantage. It's made us better.
For 135 years, State Street Bank has stood as a pillar of trust and stability in Quincy, Illinois. For generations, families have trusted State Street Bank to be part of their biggest moments. We look forward to the future with gratitude and excitement. Thank you for being part of our journey. State Street Bank, 135 years of banking you can trust.
Since 1929, we've been here to serve our communities with the best products and the best service. You are the reason we go to work every day, and we thank you for that. After all, we live where you do.
Welcome back to Muddy Night Lights, live from the CDS Office Technology Studios in downtown Quincy.
Chris Stewart, we just talked to Unity Payson coach Matt Woodworth, and he talked a lot about one of his linebackers, Sawyer Allen. Now we're going to go back to the Hess Auto Agency hotline and talk to one of the best linebackers in the area.
Without question. I don't think they come any better than Kason McAfee, and you could have made that claim last year.
Correct.
And going into last year. He's a young man who does a lot of special things, and he's kind of the spine of that defense.
Yeah, so let's go to the Hess Auto Agency hotline, and joining us, Hannibal linebacker Kason McAfee. Kason, thank you for taking the time to join us tonight.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.
What makes this Hannibal defense? Chris Stewart has touted you guys as the best defense in the area all year. What makes this defense special?
Man, we've got a lot of guys that have got plenty of reps on the defensive side of the ball, and we just got a lot of leaders on that side, and that makes it very easy for the younger guys coming up to get an understanding of how things roll.
Kason, from your standpoint, you don't really have a weakness at any level, and I don't know that that's ever been the case. I mean, there was always something going into a season. Is that more confidence boosting for you just to be able to do your thing, to know you don't have to cover anybody else's mistakes necessarily?
Yeah, that makes it 100 times easier for me, especially with big guys up front like Trey, just taking the blocks for me, and it just makes my job and what I do a lot easier.
There's obviously we've talked a lot about your defense as a whole, and there's a few players, including yourself, who have deserved the spotlight. Who's somebody on this defense that we haven't talked enough about that continues to make big play after big play?
Let's see. We got a lot of playmakers on the defensive side of the ball, but and I don't know. I'd have to say Patrick Arthod. He's another big body up front we have, and he's a bull up there. He gets through the line and makes plays.
You're a guy that plays so well on emotion, and I know you don't like to fail. And last year, for lack of a better word, the Kirksville game was that one moment where it fell off the racks for you guys. And it was a great game, obviously, against a great team, but you didn't get it done. How much of what you did this week as a defense against the Tigers, holding them to 6 points, almost absolutely annihilating their run game, how much of that was just a passion project for you and the guys around you this week to kind of take it back away from Kirksville?
Man, we coming into the season all around that was our goal this year, our motto this week actually was revenge, and I think everybody's with me. We, like you said, we played off emotion from last year. You know what I mean? And we came into that game pretty mad still what happened last year, and obviously it worked out.
Knowing this is the last year of the NCMC, how important is it to you guys to make sure you're the final conference champion?
Oh, yeah, we've made that a point, too, this year. Just leaving a mark, last year being in the conference, and we just want to show everybody that Hannibal's not just, that we haven't fallen off and that we're still here,
Kason, one of the things that I think, because you get to work against those guys every day in practice, that gets kind of undersold in what you are, because you have such good running backs and you have an explosive offense, is how much better your offensive line is and how much bigger it is. And we're starting to see them assert themselves in different ways. You have to go up against that size. I mean, can you sympathize with opponents who have to deal with those guys? Because they're massive. From Nick across the board, that is a massive group. And you don't usually have that kind of size in Hannibal. What kind of difference has that been?
Man, I tell you what, having those big guys, especially even at practice going against them, it makes things easier in games, because not every game you're going to see a guy that, is Trey's size or Nick's size, but once you do, you're ready for that challenge.
Have you ever been flattened by one of those guys?
I don't want to talk about it on here, but
great answer. Perfect answer. I love it.
Kason, looking back now at the Helias game, and it just seemed like that was, if you guys had gotten off to a better start, that was a game you win as well. Does that still stick in your craw a little bit?
Absolutely. Yeah, we come out in the first half, and anybody saw it. We weren't playing to our potential for sure. But that second half, our defense found a rhythm, and I think held them to 0 until the last couple of seconds, and they kicked the field goal to win it. But yeah, that one hurts pretty bad still.
When you saw the transformation, not only of your team this year, but at your stadium, what's that like for you guys now to come out and play at Porter Stadium, knowing all the upgrades have happened?
Man, it makes playing football even that much more fun, knowing that the community is in with it too, and them showing support, filling the stands every Friday night. It makes it even that more enjoyable to go out there and do our thing.
I've made no bones about it. I love watching you play just because I think you hunt better than anybody out there. Have you thought about next level football? I don't want to get away from obviously the obvious goals now, but is college football something on your radar? Is that something you'd like to do, Kaysen? Because you seem like a natural for it.
I have thought about it in the past. I have, but I don't think I'm going to play at the next level, but yeah.
So how critical does that make taking advantage of this window now? If this is the end for you, I mean, there really is a state championship window out there for you guys, as talented as you are, and that doesn't happen all the time. Does this feel like seize the moment time?
Absolutely, yeah. Like you said, with knowing this will be like the last time I play football, it just makes it that much more makes me that much more hungry, to go out there and get a win every Friday night.
With all that in mind, have you given some thought to what's next after you leave high school?
I have. I was wanting to go to a trade school and become a lineman.
Oh, very nice.
Awesome. What a great avenue into life.
And I know a lot of people who have gone into that route and absolutely love it. And you can make some money doing it.
Yeah.
And you can set yourself up for the rest of your life by working hard at it. So I like the idea. What got you interested in doing that?
I've got a family member that does it, and I don't know. It's just kind of caught my interest, and
awesome.
I think that's just something I'd like to do.
A little bit about the end of this schedule, because you can't slip. Obviously, you know that, and you need to be sharp come district time. You guys seem to do a really much better job this year than in years past, staying focused even on games that I think people don't think will be close. Is that just maturity this year, Case? And are you guys a different group of guys because you have so many leaders and so many veterans and guys who understand that, hey, we're not just going to throw Hannibal's helmet on the field and win games?
Right. Yeah, I do think us having, we're pretty senior heavy this year, and I think that's a big part of it too, is having guys that going into those games like that, not necessarily games that are going to be, big wins, but we just think of it as a week to get better and, not take a step back is what we like to say.
Well, Kaysen, you guys got a lot to get ready for. We appreciate you taking some of your Monday night to join us here on Monday Night Lights, and we wish you the best of luck over the next 3 weeks. And I think we're going to be seeing you guys deep into November.
Yes, sir. I hope to do that. Thank you, guys.
Keep up the great work, Kaysen.
Thank you so much, Kaysen. Have a good night.
Yep, we'll see you.
That was Kaysen McAfee, the Hannibal senior middle linebacker, inside linebacker, and he's having a whale of a year.
That is a position of some historic relevance within that program. There have been some great middle linebackers there. I mean, he's just from a very young age worn the physicality very naturally. I mean, some guys you got to coach to it. He never had to be coached to want to hit people, which is kind of why you love playing. He's a natural linebacker.
I mean, and that's the key to a good defender. You got to be willing to hit somebody. You want to hit somebody. There are some defenders and some offensive players that shy away from the contact. They can still be good football players, but if you want a middle linebacker that's going to get after it, they got to love the contact.
And you've got guys on that team this year that have it. They've got two safeties who just absolutely eat. I think Aiden Scott has made a huge burst on the defensive tackle position to help keep those linebackers clean. It's a fun group from front to back, start to finish.
So We really appreciate Kaysen taking the time to join us here on the Hess Auto Agency Hotline.
Terrific young man.
Yes, indeed. But we have one more guest to join us on the Hess Auto Agency Hotline, and we'll get to that because his team's undefeated and has a huge game this week.
Monster game, maybe the biggest game in the state in his respective class.
So Knox County coach Bruce Van Noy joining us when we come back. This is Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.
Does the thought of retirement overwhelm you? You are not alone. For over 25 years, Benson Financial Group has helped people just like you craft a plan to retire with purpose. Call us today in Quincy and Hannibal.
Top 5 reasons you should choose
Blessing Raymond College.
Small classes, peer tutoring, and lots of personal attention.
Financial aid opportunities, including grants, scholarship, and loan forgiveness.
Successful outcomes, from pass rates to job placement.
Hands-on learning, clinical experience at multiple sites, and no wait list.
The Simulation Center.
Master clinical skills in this state-of-the-art facility.
Be ready for anything.
What are you waiting for?
Enroll with Blessing Raymond College today.
Neiman's, your neighborhood market.
Ready to retire on your terms? At Benson Financial Group, it's about more than money. It's about purpose. With over 25 years of experience, our team works together to craft a plan that fits your goals and values in Quincy and Hannibal.
Are you as excited as we are that football season is back? Then you need to make Jersey's your one-stop destination for mouth-watering burgers, ice-cold beer, and all your local sporting events. So gather your crew and speed over to one of Jersey's 2 locations, 109 East Jefferson and Camp Point, or 115 East Main Street, Mount Sterling. Jersey's Bar and Grill, your hometown sports bar.
We love beer!
Welcome back to Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply. I'm Muddy River Sports Editor Matt Shuckman. He's Muddy River Sports Director Chris Dewar. We are coming to you from the CDS Office Technology Studio right here in downtown Quincy. And someone told me, Chris, that there's an 8-man football game that's pretty significant this week.
It is, and I think it's such a great deal for the 8-man culture brewing in Northeast Missouri that we have had this entire district full of really fun football. This round robin that's going on that's not unlike the Centralia, Palmyra, Monroe City thing, just at the 8-man level. And 2 undefeated teams this week. And I don't know that anybody has done a better job than Bruce Van Noy to getting his football team from struggle to now 6-0 with a chance to be the number 9 team in the state this week.
Well, we'll see what happens come Friday night. You will be there.
I will be there.
And right now, we're going to go to the Hess Auto Agency hotline because Knox County coach Bruce Van Noy is waiting to chat with us. Coach, how are you?
Doing well, man. Appreciate you guys having me on and talking a little Knox County football.
Well, I mean, I think a lot of people are talking Knox County football because of the way you guys have played so far. What have you been most pleased with or impressed with when it comes to your team?
So far, I would say we've kept up our work ethic this season. Last season we had a rough start. We were 0-5, I believe, to start the season off with, and we ended up winning 4 in a row there. So that our big preach was to definitely continue on that to this season, and I feel like we've done a pretty good job of that. As far as the regular season goes. So just getting to experience these guys, and, we're bringing back a lot of guys who have played a lot of minutes for us. And, we were able to start this summer light years ahead of where we were the last couple of years for sure.
Bruce, you've talked about that since we made the 8-man football jump. This is kind of the moment you've been waiting to happen, and the realization of the fact that the playing field at the 8-man level for a school your size is much more fair. Your kids now have jumped into that window the way some of the other programs in our area have. You're 6-0. What has the community been like to be energized this way again by high school football in your school?
Well, I can tell you it's been amazing, and Knox County is always a great community. They're going to rally behind any of their teams, especially when they're having success. But every game we've had, home game, it's been absolutely packed to the brim. I got a picture on my phone from, I think it was our week 2 game, and there wasn't an empty spot in the bleachers. Last week, playing a really good Paris team as well. And we had people, I bet there were 4 to 5 deep around the track, and the bleachers were full. So just in getting text messages and, people reaching out and stuff like that as well. But it's just awesome for our kids to get to play in that kind of environment. And, the crowd gets rowdy on a Friday night and, just be able to feed off that energy.
Bruce, I've had several people when I've been out and about ask me a similar question. And it's like, who's this quarterback from Knox County that's putting up these huge video game-like numbers? Just how good is your quarterback?
Oh, Mr. Clare. Cooper Clare is a very good quarterback. Even last year, he was our guy last year. And, he just being a junior, still figuring some stuff out. And it's not just him. We're lucky to have some really good pieces around him, which opens it up for him. But, on the season, he's already over 1,000 yards rushing. He's averaging, over 13 yards a carry. So he's put the work in, too. It didn't just show up one day and just happen to happen. So he's our guy in the weight room. He works out on weekends. He's working out at the community center on his own time on top of the school. And it's just finally come to fruition. And obviously having a little bit of speed there from that track background doesn't hurt either.
Yeah, people believe that 8-man football is all about your best individual talent and taking nothing away from Cooper, who I think is the number 2 rusher in the entire class right now. Carson Hayes has stepped up in a monster way for you, one of the top 20 rushers in the state right now as well. You've got weapons at wide receiver, and you've got a better offensive line than I think you've had in some time. It all has kind of fallen offensively into the right spot, has it not?
It has. And, 8-man speed does help, but speed helps in 11-man too. You give him with some speed, it's a nice problem to have. But I definitely think that, the guys around him obviously make that, Carson has been our workhorse. He's kind of our guy that I think he's averaging over 6 yards a carry too. And then he gets some of those dirty yards for us, which is really nice. And Isaac Shahan out wide and Creighton Carr off on our jet sweeps. And then down the field have definitely been opening it up for Cooper and Carson in the middle. But our O-line has definitely been the biggest growth this year. We had a couple questions coming into this season. What for sure? We thought we knew we had the pieces to fit in there, just getting them up to date and going. And they've made some huge strides. I had a center, Marcos Cesares, has played some last year for us and been our every starting center. And Ian Kelsey is the guy that, again, kind of subbed in for us last year, but he's taken the next step along with Elias Hunold, who's always been pretty special.
There are still people who are unfamiliar with 8-man football and some of the intricacies of it. What's the biggest challenge for you when you're coaching 8-man football for the people who out there who maybe haven't seen it or something? What's the one thing you would tell them about the game?
If you would ask any 8-man coach, we have this conversation all the time, it's defense. Defense is extremely difficult in 8-man, especially at the high school level, just because you look at, we have so many one-on-one tackles that we have to make. You're asking a 16, 17-year-old kid to make an open tackle in space to have a quality defense. And it's just, we don't have the extra safety to fit in the run alley. So our corners and outside backers have put on a lot of islands. And, we always say, too, if we had 9, it'd make life a lot easier. But being 8, you can't always balance up. So, you're going to be one-on-one or on your own at some point on that field somewhere on the defense. And with a lot of the special athletes we see on the offensive side, it definitely makes it difficult.
You talked about Elias, and obviously, he had double-digit tackles for loss before midway through the season. But it's not any one guy. Unlike some of the offensive perception of you, you're only as good as your collective. Who stepped up on that defense? Who are some of the unsung heroes that have made you a team that can now hold a Paris team under 20 points to beat a team that's state caliber ranked at that particular point?
Yeah, we obviously our guys up front, coming back to some of the same guys, but Carson Hayes has been a great addition for us at the linebacker spot. He's kind of that old school linebacker. He plays a little bit of middle for us, plays a lot outside, and then another guy's kind of stepped up this year for us, Mark Henry's playing some middle backer for us. We move him around some, got a high motor, going to go. And on our front line, Elias is everyone kind of keys towards him. And we have a junior, Jackson Vinoy, He's got some pretty good genes. That's probably a lot of it. But he didn't get to play much defense last year, and he actually finished second on our team in sacks last season, only playing probably a game and a half, 2 games. So he's definitely stepped up a lot this year, going to both sides of the ball, and just kind of give us another presence opposite Elias, because a lot of teams are keen on him, rightfully so.
So I have a question. Is Jackson Vanoy the toughest Vanoy?
Ooh, boy, I don't. Nah, it's probably his little sister, honestly. But no, he's a tough kid. He was our tight end last year, and we used him to pull and move around a lot for us. And he always wanted to play more defense. And now, being a small school, a junior year, it's time to play both ways. So he's definitely made that transition, and that's a nice thing for us.
The Paris win changes the way you're viewed around the state. I think a lot of people were looking at your strength of competition before that and going, well, yeah, this and yeah, that. But you beat a team like Paris that's really legit. That puts you in a special place. Is it nice? I know it doesn't mean anything at this point, but is it nice for your kids to finally be validated with the state ranking and people to realize that, hey, Knox County really is 6-0. This isn't some mirage happening out in the middle of Edina, Missouri?
Yeah, I think our first season when we went to 8-man, we ended up winning 7 games. And I think we'd started off, we were at one point 3-1 or 4-1 in the season. And we weren't even close, and rightfully so. We hadn't played any competition at that point. So for our guys to, cause going all the way till Bishop LeBlanc playing, and their record's not what it normally is, but that's still a really good team. And then St. Paul Lutheran, who we played week 1, they're starting to get on a little roll right now too. So yeah, we played some quality teams. We needed that Paris win just for, I guess from the public opinion, if you will. I do appreciate your softer slate comment last week. Our guys loved it. It was really good for us.
There might
have been a few signs in the locker room, just a little extra motivation for us. So, but no, I mean, we knew we seen Paris this summer at camp, and obviously we always have dogfights with Paris. We have since we were an 11-man. So we knew that was going to be a tough game, and our guys knew that too. So to go get a win against them, very well coached team with a lot of athletes, it definitely it was a good feeling, and whatever comes of that, it is. But definitely for district standings and just moving forward, it was great.
Do you want me to mention you can't tackle Gannon Bowen, or that Cole Browning is too much for the Knox County Eagles this week? Like I said, I'll hire out for cheap.
I said, we'll take anything we can get. I would assume our kids are probably going to be up for this game regardless, I hope anyways. This is definitely one since last year that it's kind of been circled, and just it's a good rivalry. I mean, it has been for years, and we've been on the lopsided end of it the last few, but getting that win last year, and losing a close one to them in districts at the end of the season, definitely, give us a little motivation for this season.
Well, the Bald Wonder here is going to come over and join you on Friday night. How's that sound?
I can't wait. I'm excited, and I hope there's a huge crowd, and I hope it's a great game.
Well, we know you've done great work, and regardless of what happens this point forward, you and your kids should be very proud of the way you've shifted the paradigm for football at Knox County back to something incredibly positive and fun. And I think we're all kind of rooting for you to continue to be this level of team, a team that, a team of gravity, a team that people look at and start talking about a lot more in 8-man football, because I know how much work all of you have put into this.
Yeah, we're excited. Like I said, I couldn't be more happy for our kids at this moment. They've, the off season, the summers, and it's nice to see it pay off. And like I said, we got a long ways to go, but definitely it's nice to get a little bit of love, with the state ranking and stuff like that. But just prove a little bit that our kids, we have some pretty good athletes up here, and some pretty good football players.
Well, Coach, we really appreciate you taking the time to join us this week, and good luck Friday night.
I appreciate it. I appreciate the coverage, and we'll look forward to seeing you Friday.
Look forward to it.
Awesome. That was Knox County coach Bruce Vanoy joining us on the Hess Auto Agency Hotline. Big game coming up with North Shelby on Friday night in Shelbyville, the home of Norm Stewart.
It is indeed the
home
of Norm
Stewart. I think that should be
Stewart.
the thing, and every time we ever type that, Shelbyville, Missouri, the home of Norm Stewart.
Also the home of Angie Reese, who would probably like us to say that more than Norm Stewart.
She's a Hall of Famer as well.
She is a Hall of Famer and 2-time state champion.
Yeah, so It'll be good. It'll be really good.
It should be fun. I'm looking forward to this.
Good. I'm glad. That'll be Friday night in Shelbyville. We still got a lot to get to, and we don't have much time left in hour number 2.
College football talk?
But we got to shuck them up.
I forgot about shuck them up almost.
How could you forget about shucking them up? And it has it's a college football play this week.
Well, that's good.
So that'll lead us into a little bit of college football talk.
I need my Jeremy Platt fix. I haven't had it yet.
Well, you're about to get it. So we better take a break so we can get you your Platt Daddy barbecue fix.
Awesome.
We'll be right back. This is Monday Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.
Since 1985, Hess Auto Agency has been your trusted source for pre-owned vehicles in the tri-state area. Families have experienced the Hess difference for generations and know they'll get the best vehicle buying experience in our region. With an ever-changing inventory, you'll find the right car at the right price. So when you want the best, don't guess. Choose Hess. Hess Auto Agency, 1124 North 24th in Quincy.
We're at the forefront. We're at the cutting edge of our industry right now.
Whether it's dry needling, blood flow restriction,
From performance prevention, therapy, all those aspects, it's all under one roof. I see huge returns as far as athletes getting better quicker.
Top 5 reasons you should choose
Blessing Raymond College.
small classes, peer tutoring, and lots of personal attention.
Financial aid opportunities, including grants, scholarship, and loan forgiveness.
Successful outcomes from pass rates to job placement.
Hands-on learning, clinical experience at multiple sites, and no wait list.
The Simulation Center.
Master clinical skills in this state-of-the-art facility.
Be ready for anything.
What are you waiting for?
Enroll with Blessing Raymond College today.
Kitchen and Bath Gallery of Quincy. Trained craftsmen and expert contractors with friendly professional service. Our design team helps with every step of the process, guiding you from a vision to reality with uncompromised service. Trust your home to the local experts. Get a free quote today. From concept to creation, Kitchen and Bath create remarkable spaces and innovative builds. Kitchen and Bath Gallery, your home reimagined.
The aging population has more needs and they respond really well to what we do.
You don't have to live in pain every day.
Whether it's pain, whether it's motion, whether it's strength, they have better quality of life just by providing an intervention.
If you're not sure, just come in for a consultation.
Are you as excited as we are that football season is back? Then you need to make Jersey's your one-stop destination for mouth-watering burgers, ice-cold beer, and all your local sporting events. So gather your crew and speed over to one of Jersey's 2 locations, 109 East Jefferson and Camp Point, or 115 East Main Street, Mount Sterling. Jersey's Bar and Grill, your hometown sports bar.
We love beer!
Welcome back to Monday Night Lights, live from the CDS Office Technology Studios in downtown Quincy.
Chris Stewart, Saturday afternoon, we both ventured out to QU Stadium for the Quincy University football team's home game against McKendree on homecoming weekend. I got there a lot earlier than you.
You did.
And so I had the opportunity to chat with some guys before the game as they're stretching and doing some stuff before they go through team workouts. Some of the guys were milling around. And I had a couple of them come over to me and go, how do we get one of those Shuck 'em Up shirts? So
They're coming, right?
So the idea came from Quincy University. Defensive coordinator Dan McEwen came up with the idea. Came over to me at practice and talked about, Shuck 'em Up. So we've turned it into a segment. Well, the Quincy University coaches all got Shuck 'em Up t-shirts.
Awesome.
Just the coaches. That's it.
Yeah,
so
we're
now
not giving these away without being earned.
Yeah. So the players are now going, hey, how do I get one? I like those. Yeah. Well, you got to shuck somebody up.
We saw some of that too.
During
the course of that game, there were a couple of huge Brock Inman hits.
Yes, there were.
So
Brock Wiley had a couple big hits. But we had a play on offense, and a lot of times when everybody thinks big hits, they think about the defender leveling somebody. Yeah. But our favorite H-back tight end, Camp Point Central product.
Pronounced Genenbacher.
Correct. Genenbacher. Elijah Genenbacher.
He only is the most important player in Camp Point Central history at this point.
Pretty much.
Know the name.
Yeah, say it correctly. And the interesting part of that is he put a McKendree defender in the ground on a pass play. Caught the pass,
Never gets old, does it, with Elijah?
It doesn't.
It's just so much high school, college.
And I'm sure when he got done, even as excited as he was, he probably would have given the guy a hand, helped him up, and said, good play, and patted him on the butt and moved on. Because the kid's just that nice.
He is that nice unless you're trying to tackle him.
Hey, and did you know his Division I basketball playing girlfriend was able to sneak away for one day?
I did not realize that. She was at the game?
She got to come home and see Elijah play. Lauren Miller playing at SIUE.
One of our all-time favorites and one of the toughest basketball players in the history of the area.
I told her I got to do a preseason shuck on a truck with her if I get the opportunity to head down to SIU. I'd love to make a rounds and do some preseason basketball stuff. I don't know if we're going to get to all of that.
Maybe, but it's certainly fun to have that out there on the horizon, and there's a bright career for her ahead.
No doubt.
If not this year, maybe soon.
Correct. But right now, Elijah Gennebacher's bright career is really starting to take off at the college level. And he shucked somebody up the other day.
Can we just get to Jeremy Platt already?
Let's go. Shuck him up.
Shuck him up!
That was our Shuck 'em Up hit of the week, brought to you by Platt Daddy Barbecue. Elijah Gennebacher taking out a McKendree defender.
There is a profile with Elijah when the shoulder pads are coming at you. You better die for the feet, because there's you got a better chance tackling a charging rhino than you do Elijah.
So you were set up in the north end zone at QU Stadium. I was on the QU sideline where I typically am, and that play occurs and it's running away from me, so I can't get a good picture of it.
Okay.
But I saw him catch it and turn upfield, and he levels that kid. Yeah. And I look and I'm like, you were right there, and I'm like, oh, I hope he got it. That was my first thought was, I hope he got that on video.
That is my favorite spot to be because of moments like that. When you see the contact as you would see it in your eyes if you were playing on the field, I think it just plays a little different. So I do spend an inordinate amount of time in each end zone.
Right.
It's not because I'm being lazy. It's just because I want you to see the football
I think it was great.
as it's seen from that point.
Well, and I think you and I give different perspectives. Because I'm on the sideline, and if you look at my photo gallery from Saturday's game, you get some behind the scenes pictures from the sideline, from people see the line of coaches and stuff, but then back behind that under the tent and those kind of things. I'm able to get some of that stuff. So it's not typical, oh, here's a running play, here's a defender hitting somebody pictures. I try to do more.
I forgot how poor my planning was Friday night because I actually stood right where Matt Shuckman was in the central end zone, the south end zone, and I should have stayed on the sidelines. I didn't even think about you were right there with the camera. We doubled up on the same shot.
It worked.
It did.
It was fine. It was... But it was funny because you make sure you're like backed up against the goalpost.
I don't want to be in anybody's way.
Yeah.
That's my biggest fear. And I don't want any sheen coming off the back of my head, blinding anybody off the lights from the field lights.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Yes.
Well, good stuff from Saturday from Quincy University. Unfortunately, a 24-21 loss to McKendree.
Kind of find a better way to get that running game going.
19 carries, 22 yards.
That's awful.
Yeah, it is. And Jason Kildane and I talked about it after the game. We talked about it again later on. And I wrote it like it happened. I mean, it is what it is. Yeah. Here's what it has to get better, and here's what happened. And they all know it.
And I didn't think McKendree was particularly impressive defensively.
Now, McKendree is good against the run defensively, and all season they have been.
They have some mobility.
They do, but I think they have some gaps in their defense that QU could have exploited. And I think that was what maybe was most frustrated that coaching staff was they didn't get the job done to exploit them. And I think so. I think that's one of the things you'll see them work on this week is how do we get better in these situations? How do we set ourselves up better to run these plays and that kind of stuff? So I think we talked about adjustments in hour number 1 with the adjustment of the week by Adjusting Chiropractic. I think we'll see more of that this week from Quincy University. And who knows? They do the right thing this week on the road at William Jewell.
Yeah.
Maybe we're talking about them. We won't have video highlight of them, but I think they may come up in our adjustment of the week segment of what they do to get better.
I think this will be a chance for the offensive line to do some atonement as well, because
Yeah.
we have praised that group,
Yep.
rightly so, when they have been good. This was not their best
No, it was not.
blocking
And
effort.
they had some guys hurt, and so
Yeah.
they were mixing and matching and trying to figure things out. But like Jason Kilday said, you got to get it done.
Yeah, and
next
there was
man,
no
next
rhythm.
man up.
There was no rhythm to it.
No, there wasn't. So we're going to take one more break real quick, and then we'll come back and wrap it up right here on Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.
Since 1929, we've been here to serve our communities with the best products and the best service. You are the reason we go to work every day, and we thank you for that. After all, we live where you do.
Area Distributors is a provider of products and services in the restaurant environment, the school environment, the factory environment, the office environment, and in healthcare settings.
That's the value of Area Distributors, is that we help our customers out by providing them more product as one distributor.
I can tell you, if you call us and have a need, you're going to get timely response.
It's all about passion.
Well, they say a dollar doesn't go as far as it used to, but maybe we can help during our Dollar Day sale. Take $10 off Wideology dog or cat food, plus we'll give you a $5 gift card. And pick your favorite flavor of Pepsi. We got 6-packs, 3 for $10. And we got Noble Outfitters for the whole family, $5 off t-shirts and $10 off work pants. And after a mail-in rebate, you can get 1 gallon of antifreeze for only $3. And cold weather is coming soon, you can get a furnace filter for only $5. See all these deals and more right now at farmandhomesupply.com.
Since 1985, Hess Auto Agency has been your trusted source for pre-owned vehicles in the tri-state area. Families have experienced the Hess difference for generations and know they'll get the best vehicle buying experience in our region. With an ever-changing inventory, you'll find the right car at the right price. So when you want the best, don't guess. Choose Hess. Hess Auto Agency, 1124 North 24th in Quincy.
My philosophy in pediatrics is definitely prevention, early intervention, and advocacy. Being an advocate for my patients is one of the main reasons why I got into pediatrics in the first place. I like working close with families and being able to empower moms, especially first-time moms, or empower any caregiver. MDH Peds gives that family-centered care. My name is Leilani Segura, and I am a pediatrician at McDonough Districts Hospital.
Welcome back to Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply from the CDS Office Technology Studio right here in downtown Quincy. Chris Stewart, we are into week 7. We got some interesting games on tap. Got some games I think might be a little lopsided.
We also have some must-win games.
Yes.
It's maybe not as sexy as Week 6 was on paper,
right?
But there is a lot of must-haves.
Agreed. So let's, before we wrap things up tonight, let's run through the Week 7 schedule brought to you by Schottenkirk Toyota. 2 games in Quincy on Friday night. Galesburg at Quincy High School, Jacksonville at Quincy Notre Dame. I will be at Advanced Physical Therapy Field. Looking forward to chatting with Mark Grounds pregame. I'll be interested to see who's willing to chat with me postgame, because I think that's an intriguing matchup.
It certainly is, and again, a little bit of that Springfield High feel, thanks to Jacksonville's athleticism.
And I think it's an important week for Quincy High School.
Super important.
Got to get number 5 this week so that you don't go into weeks 8 and 9 with Sterling and Geneseo
having to steal one.
Yeah. So Hannibal at Moberly, I expect the Pirates to continue rolling.
I would agree.
Jacksonville Route at Camp Point Central, Beardstown at Brown County, Triopia at Unity Payson. Camp Point Central, Brown County, I think roll.
I think you're right. I think Triopia is a little bit better than they've been.
Yes.
But if Unity Payson plays at their high end, that should not be a game.
Sawyer Allen, I think, takes care of that victory because I think he's better than anybody else on the field that night.
Greenfield Northwestern and Winchester West Central? Oh.
Yeah.
So that's a must for the Cougars.
No doubt about it. And then we go to North Green at Pleasant Hill. Somebody's getting a victory.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be Pleasant Hill.
I think so too. Pleasant Plains at Pittsfield.
Might be win number 1 for the Saukies.
Schedule gets a little easier these last 3 weeks for the Saukies. Macomb at Knoxville, got to have a bounce-back game for the Bombers.
Knoxville, what they did last week, they're a weird team.
I can't figure them out. Illini West at Bureau Valley.
Should be a win for the Chargers.
Yes, it should. West Hancock at LVC.
Should be a big win for the Titans.
Rushville Industry at Stark County.
Tough game for Rushville Industry. But if they can get Stark County, boy, that says an awful lot about them next level.
On the Missouri side, Benton at Monroe City.
Benton has struggled this season.
Benton has struggled, and Monroe City has shown us the way it's beaten Centralia, the way it's beaten Palmyra. It's legit.
There's really not a fun game in the Clarence Cannon this week.
No, Palmyra at Clark County. Clark County's young, injured, and Palmyra's good.
Yeah.
So South Shelby at Centralia.
Yeah.
Sorry, Cardinals. Highland at Macon.
Again.
Yeah. Bowling Green at Montgomery County.
Montgomery County's starting to get right. That's a really tough road trip for the Bobcats.
Louisiana at Salisbury.
Super tough trip for the Bulldogs.
Mark Twain at North Callaway.
And we saw what North Callaway did last week.
And Knox County at North Shelby.
As fun as it gets.
And the one that got cut off, and I don't know why it got cut off because I must have messed up the graphic, is Keokuk this week.
Okay.
And I can't remember who I typed in that they play.
I still haven't gotten that deep into tourism yet. So sorry Chiefs.
I don't know what I did.
We'll hope for a big win for you.
You know, sometimes when you cut and paste, the paste doesn't always work.
Sorry.
We apologize. We'll make sure the scoreboard's updated correctly.
Otherwise, great show.
Yeah, it's been a fun Monday night. Hope you enjoyed Muddy Night Lights powered by Farm and Home Supply. We will be back here next week with more to break down. Want to thank all of our guests tonight. 5 of them. They were great. I love the fact that because we moved this from Friday to Monday, we have an opportunity to talk to more players.
And it's different guys every night, and they're fun guys to talk to.
It's been a blast. So enjoy your week.
I will. You do the same.
You guys enjoy your week. And make sure you check us out Friday night for the scoreboard and Saturday morning for the Muddy River Blitz, electrified by Excel Physical Therapy.
Looking forward to it.
All right. For Chris Dewar, I'm Matt Shuckman. This has been another episode of Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.